Since 1942, Ellsworth Air Force Base has served as a strategic point for our nation's defense and an important addition to the community and economy of South Dakota. Beginning in World War II, Ellsworth Air Force Base has been home to multiple generations of elite aircraft, thousands of airmen and their families, and has been the starting point for strategic missions and training exercises that span the globe. For the state of South Dakota, Ellsworth has brought in thousands of new families, along with infrastructure and development that has helped to keep South Dakota strong for over 75 years. In 2005, Ellsworth was placed on the BRAC list for closure, but South Dakota wasn't going to lose the base without a fight. The South Dakota Ellsworth Development Authority was created with the mission of making South Dakota a great home for the Air Force.
This community didn't rest on its laurels. It turned immediately to the work at hand, and that was to begin the hard work of ensuring that this base was well positioned for future missions.
The South Dakota Ellsworth Development Authority works hand in hand with local governments, the private sector, and property owners to promote the health and safety of those living or working near the base. The organization works diligently with the base and local communities to prepare for additional growth and future missions at Ellsworth. The authority's efforts are evident in numerous projects, one being a problem solved for wastewater management.
The authority and Box Elder and Ellsworth Air Force Base partnered to develop a shared wastewater treatment facility. This allows both the city of Box Elder and residents of Ellsworth Air Force Base to send all our water to one treatment facility instead of having to build two of them. And this has resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars in savings and will result in millions in the future.
The number one focus for the authority is to make sure that South Dakota stays a great place for the U.S. Department of Defense to conduct its essential national defense missions at Ellsworth Air Force Base. The Powder River Training Complex offers the largest training space in the continental United States, thanks to the work of the Ellsworth Authority and many others, with upgrades continuously being made.
99% of our land outside Ellsworth Air Force Base is now considered compatible for aviation and the flying that we do here. The authority has helped us to ensure that the airspace, especially around our approach danger zones, are protected in case of an aircraft accident on both ends of the runway.
Through smart partnerships, good business, and a dedicated team, the authority has succeeded in moving Ellsworth from a base slated for closure to one receiving new missions.
The history of the base and how Rapid City has grown really go hand in glove with the growth of the base. It's played such a critical role in our economy, but I think the hidden value of Ellsworth has been the number of people who come through Ellsworth and ultimately end up retiring here and contributing to our community in so many different ways.
We have the best base in the nation, filled with the best airmen and women in the nation. Here, we don't just have a base. There is nowhere else in the country where a base has the asset that our development authority is.
So it's been a long process, but the communities have been very involved. Box Elder and Rapid City, everybody has been working, whether it's land use issues, waste management issues, whether it's working with the schools at Douglas. All those contributions have helped make the base and the area around it ready for this critically important mission. And so as we look to the future, we look with anticipation and excitement.
The authority just is the absolute critical component of what we have going on here between the base and the community of Rapid City.
The base is going to continue to grow with the B-21 bomber arriving here sometime in the mid-2020s. The partnership is going to be critical as we continue to fly the B-1 and introduce the B-21 Raider bomber here in the future.
Ellsworth Air Force Base is essential to our nation and the state of South Dakota. And the South Dakota Ellsworth Development Authority is going to continue to work to strengthen the base and the communities that surround it.